How's it going, guys? It's PoetryStud, and welcome to a brand new series in a game that I have not played before on my YouTube channel, where we are going to be playing Cities Skylines. If you don't know, this is a game published by Paradox, but developed by a different company, developed by Colossal Order, and it is a good game that I've been playing for a few months now, and I think about a week ago today, probably when you're seeing this video, they released a new expansion with disasters, natural disasters, like forest fires, earthquakes, tsunamis, all that sort of thing. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it plays out. It's a really good game. So, it's not, it's a little bit different than what I normally play on my channel. But we're going to go ahead and try it out on YouTube. Hopefully it gets a decent amount of views, but I don't really care. We'll play a little bit either way, just to kind of, at least to the point where we've seen some of the new features. If it gets enough viewership, and if you guys show enough support, then we'll do it, as long as you guys keep watching. So, either way, I was looking around. I think I want to take, I was looking through some of the maps beforehand. I want to do one that's going to be interesting throughout the whole course of the series, and I think this one looks pretty interesting. I went and actually checked it out. We'll name the city, I actually asked on my Discord, which you should totally join, by the way. But I asked my Discord peoples what I should name it, and no one really. I think everyone was kind of sleeping, but but someone said Meme Town, so we'll call it Meme Town or Memeville. No, let's not do that. Let's just call it YouTube City. No, let's call it Stud Town. There we go. Stud Town, or no, it'd be shortened to Studton. No, that just sounds weird. Stud Town. All right, we're gonna do Stud Town. As you can see, we got a lot of forest, natural resources, a good bit of farming, a good bit of ores and oil, although I normally don't use those two. All the connections, a lot of water. So there's a lot of water, but I think it looks cool. So let's go ahead and get started. If you don't know, City Skylines is basically like it's a city building game, as you could probably tell, but it's pretty fun. It's been out for like a year now, and like I said, it has this DLC and it has two others. And I also should say, just disclosure, I did receive this copy of the expansion from Paradox, so keep that in mind. It's not like sponsored or anything, but they did give me a code, so just keep that in mind, please. So I try to give my honest opinion, but if you don't trust me, then that is fine. So anyway, so I was looking around at this map, and it looks pretty interesting, and it's a tropical sort of map, as you can probably tell from the foliage. It's tropical. It has some beaches, which I think are fun. I've never made I was streaming a little bit, but I never got very far. But I'm trying to I wanted to test out a sort of a what would you call it? A tropical sort of tourist city, like a popular tourist spot with a lot of beachfront property and stuff like that. I think that'll be fun to do. Let me go and switch some settings on my recording. All right, we're good. Sorry about that. But yeah, I was thinking we have some beachfront property up there on that side, and maybe around there, or even over there. Or even on those islands, there could be some cool stuff that we could do, in other words. Either way, though, for now, we're just going to worry about building up our city to the point where we can have enough money, where we start making money, and we can grow it farther past then, make it larger, expand it. But for now, let's just focus on the basics. So, we're going to have to figure out where we want to start building our city, and one thing I've noticed is, with this patch right here, this means that it's good farming land. So I'm thinking that the way we want to set up our city is have farming here, and then have our other industry over here. And that way it's not near water, it's not near anything that'll infect anything else, or contaminate anything else. I normally try to keep it away from the residential areas. I think this is oil over here, or maybe ore, I'm not sure. But either way, I think what we're going to do is build the central road right here. And on one side, we're going to have farming, and on the other side, we're going to have residential areas. And eventually, we'll probably have, the eventual center of our urban district be up in here, because, right around here, this would be a very central location when you start having roads coming in from here and here. either way, let's go ahead and focus on the basics. So, first things first, we need to just do that, and that opens up the options for us. Normally what I try to do is I try to get a, well, I don't know, because it's tricky to try and get these roads to meet up. So normally what I do is I have a road come like right here, right? So you have like that. There you go. And then what I do is I get the curved road tool and go like this. And it might need to be a little farther actually, but basically what I'm trying to do here is it looks a little strange, but we can fix that in the future. For right now, though, basically, it's trying to get it so that there's a easy way for the in and out highways to reach the main road of our city. And that's basically the main purpose of this. So then what we'll do is we'll come up to, I don't need this anymore. Oh, by the way, so I should just preface this by saying I probably won't be like talking a whole bunch about why I'm doing the things I'm doing. This is not really going to be a guide series, but I'm willing to make those if you'd like. I played quite a bit of this game, so I understand the basics. I feel like at least. But either way, I'm pretty sure what we want to do actually is, as far as power goes, it's really interesting because like I think eventually we'll start wanting to build these advanced wind turbines over here. And I think we're also going to dump all our sewage into this lake in the early game. Later on, we'll figure something else out. But I think we're going to get fresh water from here and dump our sewage into there. So first off, we do need some wind turbines. So let's go ahead and build right around here some wind turbines. It looks like we're only going to be able to get 7, not 8. Normally you can get at least 8, but still, that's fine. So let's go ahead and do that. We also, again, like I said, we want to get a water pumping station all the way up here. And the reason I'm doing this first is because I want to know what money we have left to work with to build the city. Because sometimes you mess up and you have to like restart completely because I'm an idiot, basically. And I overextend. Yeah, so we want the water pumping station here. And we want the water drain pipe here. Right? Yeah, that should be fine. Those don't need connections. And then what I think we'll do is we need to hook it up. So let's just go ahead and go like, go something like this. How much money do I have? 55,000. That's plenty. So hook both of those things up. The unfortunate thing is that they also have to have power hooked up. So what we need to do is well, first off, what we can do for right now is do this. And we'll probably move this later, but still, that will keep that thing powered. This will go like this and like this. And keep that powered. So let's see if this works. Okay. I'm gonna wait a second. I want to make sure that it's actually working. Apparently that thing doesn't have any power. Nope, there we go. Okay, it just had to get hooked up to the grid. Okay, so now we have all of the... I believe it should be working, right? It doesn't say we have sewage. Oh, right, there we go. Now it's starting to get hooked up. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So now we have 40,000 left out of 70,000 to actually make our city work. So what I think I want to do is make a traffic circle. Traffic circles are normally pretty good when you're starting, well, actually at any point, but still, when you're starting, you want to get traffic circles because they'll really help you start to get things... The traffic will move into the city a little bit easier, flow in easier. I think I kind of want to put it farther up ahead, but I think it's fine if we put it here as well. It should be fine. So let's go ahead and do this. And normally what I do then is I will go ahead and upgrade. So we go like that, upgrade that. And then you go ahead and upgrade these things. And it makes it so that there's quite a bit of leeway. Although I don't know why it has it. I don't know why it does this, but it seems like sometimes it doesn't do it, sometimes it does. Maybe it's based on when on Is it because? Oh, I see. So you can't have it actually be with the large ones, but you can have the smaller ones be without without having to have stoplights. So I guess we'll keep it smaller for now. Eventually, we'll probably want to upgrade that, but I'll talk more about that later. For now, let's go ahead and we can do this at least, which is good. So we'll do that, and now we'll go ahead and have the large road that's going to cut down the middle of our city be over here. And we obviously don't want to make it that long, but basically what I'm looking at is we're going to have like central road of the whole city will go right here. And then we're going to have a block, this whole area in between these two roads will be the big block. You'll see what I mean by that, but let's see. So we don't have a lot of money, so be careful with what you're doing. I think like something like that will be good. Not only that, then we'll come over here to right about there. Actually, I'll go ahead and say right about there. Yeah, and then we'll reach out to here-ish, right? Something like that. Okay. And we got it, again, we have to be careful because, like, we don't have a whole bunch of money, but this should be okay so far from what I've seen. And now we just need to economy panel unlocked. Good. So now we just need to come over here and build some roads in down the middle of this area. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to want a large road coming this way to kind of go down the middle of Farming Alley, or what will be Farming Alley. I'm just going to do that just so I remember where it is, but we're also going to have another smaller road come this way. And this road is going to be a residential road. I'm just having it hook up there because it makes it a little bit easier and look nicer. And then, okay, so we have that right there. I'm just going to I'm keeping track with my eye. There we go. All right, of where it should be to look right, or want to look right to me. That looks pretty good in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll also split that one in half so that you can have different roads branching off. And it might not be the most efficient way to do it, but it's kind of a mix of being efficient and also looking nice, in my opinion. In my opinion, it looks nice when you do it like this, and yeah, I like it. There's a little bit of extra space, but that's fine. We'll have extra, like, you know, plazas, something. 2-lane gravel road. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's for, like, service stuff. But yeah, as you can tell, there's, like, a little bit of a terrain differential, but that's fine. Normally it doesn't make that big of a difference on a fairly flat level like this. Let's go ahead and start zoning out what we need. We probably will eventually make this area over here possibly be farming and stuff, but what we'll do now is probably, since we have a good chunk of change left over, I tell you what, I do think we should probably have a road cut in here. And we'll also have, this will be our little mall area. We'll have a little shopping corridor right here for now. I don't know why. I just think it'll look cool. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a doctor. But anyways, let's go ahead and get our residential zoned out. So we'll make probably, this will be all residential. This one, I don't want all to be residential, but I want it to be mostly residential. And the thing is, large highways have more noise pollution, and that makes people less happy. However, it's probably okay early on. Eventually we might change it, but I think early on you just want more people in your city, and you don't need to be too min-maxy early on. So let's just do this. Have people all around here. And I will say that since there's going to be industry over here, what we'll do is we'll have a shield, basically. We'll have some low-density commercial. Same with this side. And I'm probably going to make all... Ooh, before we do anything else, I need to remember I need to remember that this is important. You need to have... Yeah, I mean, like, it's not going to cost a lot of money, but let's do it before we do anything else, because, you know, although it's not too expensive when you're dealing with small amounts of land like this, I don't want to forget, because then, if you run out of money, then you're screwed. Kind of. We just need to have enough so that we can make money off of taxes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and the other last thing we should do before we do anything else, really, is build this road out a little more. It doesn't have to be a whole lot more. But let's just do like that for now, and then probably come over to here, something like that. And here, something like that. And so we can get some industry there. And let's go ahead and do this. So one thing that's interesting about City Skylines, if you haven't seen this game before, is that you don't actually build the buildings. You build services and other buildings, but the actual residential buildings, they build themselves. The neighborhoods build themselves. You don't have to do anything, which is real nice, in my opinion. We'll go ahead and make this right here be another chunk of residential. And with that, I think we have almost all of this covered. Let's go ahead and cover this little chunk of what's going to be industrial land, farming land eventually as well. We get that covered and that covered, you know. And also you can tell I kind of have like a tree pattern. It's like branches branching out. So I'm just kind of getting that set up right now so that in the future it'll be easier for me to just extend it a little bit, you know, and like that. So, this should be good. Let's go ahead and unpause, and this is one of the harder parts. You have to like set it up so that you, right off the bat, are going to get enough people to offset this initial debt, because that can be a problem if you run out of money. In fact, that's one reason why I'm probably going to go ahead and say that we should just go ahead and do another road like that. And with some other branching roads. And that way, regardless, we shouldn't run out of too much money. We should have more space to grow if we need to. So let's go ahead and say that we're going to zone all of this. Yeah, like that. And that is almost all covered by water. There we go. Okay, and let's just hope now that we've done it right, or else we would have to start over, and I would probably delete this recording, but it should be fine. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this game, but I played quite a bit now to the point where I've kind of got it. Ooh, I'm lucky that I left some money left over. I'm lucky. You may say, why are you lucky? Because I almost forgot that you need power to work things. Right. There we go. It's hooked up. That makes it connects it to the grid. And we're obviously not going... Ooh, let's also go ahead and say that we're going to go like right there. Yeah, okay. There we go. And hopefully this means that it'll work just fine. But we need to get... Our next milestone is at 460, and this is one of the big important parts, is that you need to reach these milestones in the early game so that you can keep your town rolling enough. Like, we need those taxes if we want to survive, because as you can tell, our finances are going to put us under at this rate. That's one of the problems in the early games, that you gotta be quite quick. So let's go ahead and we'll put a little bit of industry here. It's not going to be farming just yet, but eventually it will be. We want to make use of this farming area here, trust me. Okay. And the residential is continuing to come in. And we're going to go negative on our balance, but that's not out of the ordinary for the early game in my experience. Electric availability, water availability, all that is good. So we should be fine until we have enough to have the first milestone anyways. So I'm not too worried about that. And so now that we put in our infrastructure, now we just have to wait for enough people to come in to give us that next milestone, which is good. So obviously we have some industry demand right now. Like I said, I'm not going to explain all the basics of this game, but I will say, so like I'll try to explain enough so that if you're watching for this game for the first time, you should be able to tell what is going on. So like right here, we have this demand for industry or offices, and that's what that means. And look at this, people are all moving into their new homes, which is pretty cool. Oh my god, the timer went off already. This time flies when you play this game. That's one thing I love about it. It's such a relaxing game that allows you to just chill and do whatever you want in your city. And there's a lot of cool creative aspects to it that we'll get to later, but for right now, we need to get to the point where we have enough money to do stuff. So obviously our income is actually coming up. We're still losing money, but the fact that there's more businesses does give us some revenue, although we don't have a chance to control the taxes yet. But still, we're getting some revenue. Well, but it's still offset by our by the debt that we have. But still, as the game just pointed out, there's all these map modes up here. For instance, we can look at traffic. Obviously, the most traffic place is like right here right now, but you know, whatever. And right here, but we're gonna fix that. As long as it's not like in this or this red, then it's fine. If it's in this, that's normally just like normal traffic. I mean, if anything, that's good. That means people are actually using that road, and it's not a waste of a road. But I don't know, if that might be the wrong way to look at it. Alright, so one of the cool things about this game too is that you can like literally rename everything. I could rename this donut van to Poetry's Donut Van. You know, I could follow it around too, and there's so many cool things like that. You can follow stuff around, and you can like really get to know your city. If you want to keep it small like this, you could, and have just a tiny little neighborhood town. There's also a whole bunch of mods that make it cool. We got you can follow people and rename people. You can rename residences. You can rename cars. You can rename even like dogs. If I see a dog, we can rename that. You can rename people's dogs that they're walking. Like, you can rename everything, and that's so cool. That's one of the things I really love about this game. Hey, we're actually making money. We're actually in the green, but we're not in the black, which means like we're still negative in our balance. But hey, that's coming up. Our amount of people is also increasing. I think we'll keep this video going until we reach the first milestone, and that'll be a good point to end this video. I know that a lot of this episode was just setting it up, but that's important. You got to set it up right so that in the future things will go smoothly. And then after this episode, then it should speed up quite a bit. It normally starts to speed up exponentially, so that's good. Trust me when I say that. It'll work fine. But yeah, it's a fun game. I will say that I should have a link in the description below if you'd like to go and check out this expansion or the game in general. It's a good game. I would recommend it. And this is the first time playing it on my channel, but I'm hoping it will not be the last. So yeah, like here's a scooter. We could rename it. You can click on everything. You can see their happiness, which is an important factor in global happiness. We need 460. That should be no problem. So we got plenty of space left, as you can see. Not enough workers? That's fine. Normally it just takes some time to percolate out. But like one thing I wish it wouldn't do is like it says we have demand for this, but there's also like zoned areas, so it's not really demand that needs to be met. It's already met. You just have to take the initiative, you know. You meaning our people. There we go. Little Hamlet. We reach a population of 460. We've unlocked some of the basic features: taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, education, elementary school for education, medical clinic for healthcare, landfill site for garbage. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and wrap this episode up, but thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like to support this series if you want to watch more of it. It really helps to get that support early on to, you know, get me, not that I'm already motivated, but to get that motivation flowing even more. You know, the more that I see people interact with these videos, the more I want to do them, and the more I will do them. So either way, thank you guys for watching. Please go to leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of City Skylines Disasters. So until then, bye-bye.